The survival of man depends on food, which is a basic part of our daily lives. Food comes from the farmsteads, which are located in the rural areas. Therefore, there is need for roads leading to the rural areas to be accessible so that agricultural produce can be transported easily from the farm settlements to the various markets where consumers can have access to them. It is in lieu of this that the federal government initiated the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, RAMP, which is supported by the World Bank and the French Development Agency, FDA, to improve the rural access roads and agricultural marketing through expansion and conservation of the road networks. Ogun State, as one of the states selected for the project under the leadership of Prince NTA Abeokuta, has been working to prevent the reduction in post-harvest losses and ensure that farmers get the right value for their farm produce through a well-maintained road network. Recently, the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, RAMP, organized a road sector reforms stakeholders workshop to map out strategies and come up with reforms for the sustainability of the project after the exit of RAMP. Engineer Bukar Ghana, the lead infrastructure engineer of RAMP, who represented the national coordinator of RAMP, Engineer Aminu Budinga Mohammed, spoke extensively on the essence of the workshop.
The purpose of our meeting today is to discuss vital issues that can lead to successful sector reform in Ogun State. The creation of these institutions are part of the covenant the Ogun State government signed with the federal government and the development parties that once the project has become effective within the first 18 months, the need for the establishment of this institution is going to be placed in the State Assembly. The idea about that, it is aware to most of us that the state government, the federal government, and also in collaboration with the development parties in the country, they came up with a very laudable programs. But most of these programs have been financed by the development partners. After the exit of the development partners, that's the end of the program. In order to mitigate such, when the federal government concedes the third tiers of ground, then the development partners came up with it. Because we implemented Round 1 in Kaduna and Cross River, and also we implemented Round 2 in 5 states, and now to the 30 tiers of ground in the 30 states.
He explained that the program would intervene in different perspectives of rural intervention in the state.
The program is going to intervene in different aspects of rural road infrastructure, which has been mentioned by the Honorable Commissioner of the Anchoring Ministry. In summary, RAM is going to intervene on 1,500 to 2,000 kilometers of roads in Ogun State in order to ensure sustainability and continuity. That's also one of the reasons that we need to have a sector.
Ghana explained that in order to ensure the sustainability of the program, the Ogun State government and the World Bank have come up with Rural Master Road Information Management Software.
In Ogun State, the State Project Office, in collaboration with the federal unit and the World Bank, has come up with what we call Nigeria Rural Transport information management system. It is a software developed, and already the Ogun has captured data that has been uploaded in that software, which we have almost about 10,000 kilometers of road. Whatsoever we take of the condition of the road, the width of the road, the type of the road, all the socio-mechanical characteristics of each of the roads has been captured. Out of that, over 4,000 kilometers are rural roads in Ogun State. And our estimation now is between 1,500 to 2,000 kilometers of roads. So what will happen after the exit program? The state government may decide to continue. We need to keep maintenance and also through that platform, other development parties may have interest to invest, to finance. But we cannot do that after the exit of the road. That's why we need to reform the rural sector for continuity and sustainability.
Commissioner for Rural Development, Honorable Jamiu Odetogun, in his submission, said that rural transport infrastructure represents a crucial component of the economy as well as a catalyst for rural development.
Rural transport infrastructure represents a crucial component of catalyst for economic development in the state, and by extension, Nigeria, owing to its fundamental relevance as the link between rural communities and urban areas. Its development cannot be neglected in plans of government geared towards a robust economy that seeks to achieve food security and sustainability with the recognition that agricultural growth reduces poverty. This forms one of the key results of the government in making life more meaningful to the people of Ogun. Hence, sealed the interest of the state government in the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, an initiative of Federal Government of Nigeria upon its commencement.
He pointed out that the state government would set in motion all necessary machinery towards the passage of the bill establishing the Rural Access Road.
Let me assure you at this point that the state government will, as a matter of commitment, set in motion all necessary machinery towards the prompt passage of the bills. Bills established the Rural Access Roads Agency, and the State Road Fund, as captured under the third component of the project. In addition to their effectual endorsement by His Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State.
He further explained that the task of the project cannot be carried alone by RAMP and the state government, calling on all stakeholders for their support.
The task ahead cannot be achieved alone by Ogun and the Ministry of Rural Development, thus the collective effort of all relevant stakeholders, particularly the Ministry of Justice, the State Executive Council, and the State House of Assembly.
The state project manager, Engineer Murtala Adekunle, while welcoming guests to the workshop, gave a brief on the program and what necessitated the workshop.
RAMP is a Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project. It is an initiative of the federal government in a bid to diversify from petroleum. The objective of the project is to improve on rural access and agricultural marketing in the participating states, while strengthening the financial and an institutional base for effective management of the rural road networks. The project is being financed by the World Bank and the French Development Agency with a counterpart fund paid by state governments. At the commencement of this project, the state government signed a governance with the World Bank that within the first 18 months into the implementation of the project, that the state will develop bills for rural asset road agency and the creation of a state road fund. And because of that, a consultant was engaged to assist 13 participating states in developing the bill. And towards this, in March this year, the consultant was in Ogun State to hold a face-to-face meeting with all major stakeholders. And during this meeting, agencies like the Ministry of Information, Ministry of Budget and Planning, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Local Government and Systems, Nigerian Society of Engineers, All Farmers Association, and other stakeholders were met, and reports were produced after this meeting. Today, the consultant is presenting this report for discussion by all relevant stakeholders here present.
The lead consultant on road sector reform and advisory service on RAMP, Mr. Mason Abidin, spoke on the objectives of the workshop.
What's the objectives of this workshop? I mean, we're here for a reason. We haven't just to like everyone for having fun or socialising. We're here for a genuine reason. So, first thing, it's an opportunity for an interactive discussion. Okay? I have previously come here for one-on-one, face-to-face meetings. But, you know, sometimes one-on-one meetings are really good at getting genuine ideas and the genuine concerns of stakeholders. They're really good for that. But what they don't allow is an opportunity for people to get together and tell each other, the stakeholders, each other what their concerns are and to come to a compromise. So this is an opportunity for all of us to get together for a compromise and to understand the other side's point of view. So, you know, it's an interactive discussion, but it's also multi-dimensional. You know, you're not just talking to me, you're talking to your stakeholders as well. You know, I don't know how often NURTW, Chambers of Commerce, AFAN, government ministries are all in the same room talking about roads. I don't think it happens very often, but this is certainly happening today. We're going to work as a team. I think this is really important. We are going to be working as a team. We are, I think all of us here, united in our objective for better roads in the state. I think there's no doubt about that. I don't think you'd be here if you did not have that objective in mind. So we're all here to work as a team, and when we work as a team, we may disagree. That's fine. But we can understand each other's viewpoint, and the aim is to emerge with a consensus viewpoint. Okay? We're going to try and achieve consensus on some of the very key decisions on road sector. Not the detailed decisions. The very detailed decisions are technical issues that we can deal and arrange once we're further down the line. But on the key principles, we need to come up with some consensus. Now, I mean, the last slide here is, for this workshop really to work, we all need to give it 100%, okay? So everybody needs to participate in the workshop. All I ask is just participation. I'm sure if we all participate, it will be a great workshop.
Abidin said the workshop would reach a consensus on the funding and establishment of a road agency with a view to address the maintenance of the road.
We're going to be talking about whether or not we think it's a good idea to establish a road agency and a road fund. And what it should be. Should it be autonomous and independent or not? And we're going to discuss what the board of those funds and agencies are and discuss who should be in those boards. Okay, because these are key strategic decisions. Then we're going to talk about funding sources for the road fund. Now don't worry if you don't know what a road fund is. We're going to talk about how we can raise money for roads that's allocated into the road fund. Then we're going to be talking about something called, this is slightly technical, it's called allocation criteria. Okay? All that means is when you have money, where are you going to spend it? Okay? Is it for state roads or LGA roads? Okay? It's a socio-political decision. Okay? And we'll discuss why it's a socio-political decision later.
Stakeholders at the event expressed their views on the sustainability of the rural access roads.
The timing of the gathering is interesting and important. I don't know whether you will recall that back in April, His Excellency launched the Transportation Master Plan for Ogun State. And an important feature of that plan is the relationships between rural and urban roads in our state. A lot of people mistakenly compare Ogun State to Lagos State. But the big difference between ourselves and Lagos was Lagos is a city metropolitan state. Ours is a very big state with a large rural community and pockets of municipal and urban areas. So there's a lot of attention that needs to be placed on our rural communities. Of course, transportation roads is an important aspect, but there are other areas of rural development that are critical to social economic development within Ogun State. Transportation-wise, 90% or thereabouts of all of our people within Ogun State travel on roads. Whether you're walking, whether you're driving, whether you are in a bus, or even riding on a motorcycle taxi. So it's very important, the condition of these roads are very important to mobility, to accessibility within Ogun State. Any program or project that's designed to improve the conditions of our roads, therefore, is one that will greatly improve the quality of life of all of our citizens. Was to make sure that they can get from one place to the other more comfortably and more safely. So this program is important, it's interesting, it's timely, it's one that will dovetail into the agenda of the administration of President Dr. Abeokuta here in Ogun State to improve the welfare, the well-being and wellness of the people of Ogun State. It's something that's been done in several jurisdictions across the world, so it's not new, it's not something we have not heard of. So we need to hear from the consultants and the promoters to see the extent to which such an institutional arrangement will benefit us here in Ogun State.
We have developed low-volume road manual, which is in use in the country. And also, we have developed a specification for the rural roads. We have also developed a standard and norms that will be followed. In addition to that, also under this program, we have what is called quality assurance plan and a quality assurance manual. So be rest assured, the program is going to provide all season roads, and the quality is not going to be compromised. Sustainability, in the other hand, has to come through a sustainable funding. And also under the sector reform, we're looking into that. How the private sector, the road users, are also come and play a role in maintenance, management, and development of the rural roads or the entire road sector in Ogun State. So that at least by the involvement of the road users and the private sectors, they can also raise funds. Without a sustainable funding, then the program is not going to be continuous.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what we intend to do under the sector reform, we want to complement the effort of the government, because we know that government now has an overstretched need, has to do with healthcare, water delivery, and tomorrow they can even change policies, the directions. But by and large, for sustainable funding, also the private sector has to come in.
Without any doubt, the road sector reform will stand the test of time, as the issues of funding of the agency will be sorted out, thereby making the maintenance of the road easier. This would in turn give the farmers and rural dwellers a new lease of life, as their agricultural produce will be transported to the consumers without stress. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn, àjọṣe gbogbo wa ni.